Good morning, world, and welcome to episode 62 of Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, where your favorite co hosts meet you at the intersection of humor and sports expertise. If you're a new listener, welcome to the show. And if you're a loyal listener, welcome back. It's myself, it's Jay Bird, and we have a special person to introduce
Mhm.
to all of our listeners today.
It's we have groundbreaking stuff happening each and every week on this podcast, but this might be the biggest week we've ever had. We got Big John with us. We're gonna be we like to let them know where to find us, Big John, every day. I'm sure you're already following us on everywhere. That's
Mhm.
on
Absolutely.
Twitter, also known as X, at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks or TMQBs.
TMQBs on X, and
Okay,
then on YouTube at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, and then also on TikTok now. Where's that at, Jay?
that's at Tuesday MQBS.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard getting all that memorized, but we need to get it done. Maybe next week we'll be a little better with it.
Maybe
All
next
right.
week. But welcome, Big John. Uh, Big John, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, please.
Oh man. Uh John Jones, known these two bums for and they're not bums, they're outstanding young men. For I don't know how long, for a while,
Mm-hmm.
They let an old
Mm-hmm.
man hang out with the young guys, so that's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's all I got.
Big John, best thing you can know about this show is everything you say is pretty much correct. Or you can always we're unblemished on the podcast, and that you're going to help us be unblemished.
Well,
You can do no wrong here, and everybody already knows that.
well, fast and wrong is still fast, fellas.
What was that?
I couldn't hear you, Big
Oh
John.
Lord. Oh fuck. Fast. Yeah, I messed that one up. Go ahead. Let's get this show
All right,
going.
we're gonna roll. We're gonna roll into the show. What do we have on the docket? First of all, happy St. Patrick's Day to the
Mm,
listeners out there.
I forgot
Um,
about that.
you got green underneath the bill of your hat, Jay. That's good. I don't think my shirt counts as green. I don't see any. Big John, you got any green on? That's
Ah, I
okay.
forgot it was.
You
Are
don't
you
have to.
Irish? Are
Yeah.
y'all Irish?
No,
I'm
I don't.
not.
I don't think so.
I think you don't have to wear green unless you're Irish, so it's okay. But
I
Okay.
it
don't
is
really know
nice
what I
to
am.
partake. Yeah, you're American, Big John.
That's right. That's right.
Born in the USA. Um,
Pat, go ahead.
we're gonna be talking. Football is king on this show. We're gonna be starting with the biggest news in football this week. T. Higgins and Jamar got paid by the Bengals, and both Jamar became the highest paid player, non-quarterback, and then T. Higgins gets like 28 million a year.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
First years. Yeah, it's like 112, I want to say, over 4 years, with the first 2 years fully guaranteed. And then Jamar's getting something to the effect of 40 million a year,
Yeah,
right?
40 and a
maybe a little
half.
more. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. I think like half of their cap space moving forward is going to be taken up by Joe Burrow and those two receivers. Um, which I don't know, man. What do y'all think? I feel like that's a little bit too much to pay two receivers. I kind of think you pick one and then I don't know. Look
I
elsewhere
think
for
I
your
think
wide receiver too.
Joe Burrow is good enough. You don't, yeah, you keep Jamar Chase, and I think they could have let T Higgins walk just because Joe Burrow is so good. He's going to make whoever's with him
Mm-hmm.
good. He doesn't need T Higgins on the field, but I don't know. Maybe they got to have some sort. If they don't hit on draft picks on defense, I don't know what they're going to do defensively. I don't know if they can pay the defensive end anymore. They're saying they're still getting it done, but that ain't going to be. They've had those three players the last 4 years, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So It was good enough to get to the Super Bowl once, but they ain't been close enough yet. I don't know. I think they got to look at some defense more than paying T. Higgins.
When you look at last season for them, the defense was, I mean, they could put up 40 on anybody, but they give up 40 to anybody. So uh I was I thought they probably should have addressed the defense, but maybe they're just going to be content scoring a ton of points and just trying to win in shootouts, or like you said, hit on their rookies on defense, hopefully. But I don't know.
I like Joe Burrow, man. I love him, man. If they didn't have a slow start, they would have made the playoffs last year with the shitty defense.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
should have.
And I thought
They
the
still
defense
had a.
kind of.
Oh,
Go
go
ahead,
ahead.
bud. I feel like the defense tightened up near the end of the season. Not great, but a little bit better in the beginning. But if you can't go 0 and what? They go 0 and 5
Something
first,
like
something like
that.
that. Something like that. You can't start off
Yeah.
someone get the playoffs like that, man.
Did they fire their coach?
They fired the defensive coordinator.
Okay. So they did something to change something around in house. Maybe that'll do it. But all you got to do is hold people under 23 points. Or to 24 points a game. You probably win 11 games with Joe Burrow every year.
In a
So
couple of games, they lost by one possession. Like it was like a one score game,
yeah,
But none of that stuff. They're gonna get Joe Burrow hurt with the offensive line too, though.
I do remember my favorite game of the Bengals year last year was the commies beating them. Big John, do you remember that?
Yeah.
That was
Week
cool, wasn't
4,
it? 3,
3.
week 3. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, because everyone was like, "No way, the Bengals start 0-3."
Yep.
Or
And then the
yeah.
Panthers, they went and played the Panthers next, right?
Uh yeah, yeah, they beat us.
Yeah, they were like 1-6 though.
In
Yeah.
1-6.
Charlotte.
Mm.
But that's I don't know if there's been any other free agent signings worth remembering. There's probably been
Just
people that you'll see in preseason in week 1 and we forget that where they've been sent, but we will remember where T. Higgins and Jamar still are. So
just Big John.
yeah, free agent Big John.
Mhm.
Do we need to sign a contract to keep you? Like,
Uh,
or can you sign a free contract? We don't pay anybody on this show. That's the bottom line.
I
Mm-mm.
should probably be paying y'all, man. I feel like I'm gonna probably drive some viewers out of here, man.
Big John, you're gonna grow the
Yeah,
viewership.
yeah.
We're
Well,
not
I will
good at
need some
this.
money after that.
Nowhere to go but
Whoa,
up
whoa,
on
whoa.
this podcast. Nowhere to go but up.
Oh yeah. Well, well,
We're
hope I don't
better
fuck it up.
at we're better at spotting the talent other than being the talent, Big John. I'll tell you that much.
Well, uh, well, I don't know,
We will
man.
be we'll all be famous one day. But that's going to be probably a couple of years from now still. We got a lot of room to grow. A
Hmm.
lot of room to grow.
It's all about the ride.
Hmm. Bottom line is just no one's making any money until further notice. That includes us.
I can wait
Um,
for mine.
Okay.
y'all ready to talk a little? It's March Madness. That's what comes with St. Patty's Day. And last week, Big John, I don't know if you listened because you probably didn't, but I said that that the Tar Heels, if they won 2 in the ACT tournament, I thought they'd get in, and it happened. And there's an uproar going on in the world. That's the breaking news of the bracket. Tar Heels in as the 11 seed, and I have no apologies for anybody. But did I get bailed out by the committee? Me and my favorite team.
I believe you did. Um, Now, at the same time, it is not your responsibility to apologize for this injustice, because it's not your fault and it's out of your control. You're just a fan. Um, I can say I think the happiest person in the world right now is Jalen Withers. I'd imagine
I
after that
forgot about that.
after that lane violation against the Dukies, um, which
We
we'll
got to
give
talk
you.
about
We'll
that.
give. Yeah, we're gonna
We
give you
can
the
go ahead and
chance to
talk.
talk about that.
We
You
can
want
go
to
ahead
talk
and
about
talk.
that now?
Yeah, let's work backwards from the past to getting as close
Start.
to the present as we can.
You want to start backwards?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Um,
Have
take
you
us
ever
away.
seen Have you ever seen anything like that
A
in
lane
basketball?
violation to end it?
To lose the game, to not
Yeah,
trust
no,
your
that was,
player.
dude. I almost wished. I thought if I was a ref, I wouldn't have called it because, like, who cares?
They wouldn't have in the NBA, I'll tell you that much, Cody. They
Yeah,
don't call travels, carries, or lane violations. People are
I do.
always hovering around the 3-point line, crossing it.
Yeah, I do respect them calling it though because, like,
Yeah.
they are rules for a reason, and it was a boneheaded thing to do. I didn't know if it was because whoever was shooting free throws has that hitch in his shot. I don't know if he thought he shot it or like just had a lapse of judgment or something, but it was pretty bad. Uh,
He didn't
and it
trust
was
him.
it's kind of heartbreaking for it to end that way. I thought your season was ending that way, but
Mm-hmm. I think he didn't trust him to make the free throw and wanted to be the hero of the day, but you can't do that in that situation. So maybe he get. I'm happy he got to learn from it and keep playing though, huh?
I mean, fifth year senior too, wasn't he a guy that got a lot of criticism last year for a shot he took against Alabama in the
Yeah, he
Sweet
was
16?
wide open shot, but maybe not necessarily the best shot because he wasn't known to be, knockdown shooter. But it's also why he couldn't get on the floor at all this year in the beginning of the season. Why Hubert didn't, he started him early, then sat him the whole
Mhm.
first half of the season because you couldn't really trust him on the court to take care of the basketball or to make a boneheaded decision like a
Mm.
lane violation. But they go on a run when they put him in the starting lineup when he gets hot, and then it's like which everyone knows. If you watch him, you still get nervous when he gets the ball in his hands, even if he makes 7 threes in the first ACC tournament game
Mm.
and whatever. But it wasn't surprising that he was the one that did it. So,
Yeah.
but somehow they got in. I want to take the time to say that UNC was when they were out 3 years ago. They were on the first four out. So, and Bubba was on that committee, Mr. Bubba Cunningham.
Yeah, that's your AD, right?
Yep.
Who's head of the committee, but like they weren't allowed to talk about UNC with him around, right?
You're not
Something.
allowed to. He's not allowed to vote on it, pretty much, or be in
Yeah.
there when it's being voted on.
But is
So,
he like the boss of people who vote on it?
yeah, you
Because
know
like,
how it works, man. But
yeah.
why didn't it? You'd think if they're the third team out 3 years ago, and he's got that same pool, that he's going to get
Was
them
he
in.
the same? Was he the head of the committee 3 years ago?
Yep. Well, he was on it. I don't know about head of the committee for sure, but dude, the NCAA is corrupt. Florida State wins all their games, and then they're not let in because of eye test,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
knew their backup quarterback just by their eye. So what? You win 14 games. The NCAA is a sick, corrupt. What are they? Corporation
Organization.
organization. They
Um,
should all be in prison,
what
but
is
that's
the
how it works.
AA? It might be an association. What's the AA stand for?
Uh,
National Collegiate Athletic
that's
Association.
it. That's it.
I think so.
Everybody nod your head.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I saw something that we talked about 2019 NC State the other day. They were until last year like the lowest net rated team to not make the tournament at 32. And I believe that was because of their quad one record, which was 3-9. So the consistency isn't there either because I think the feedback we got this time was like because your net ranking matters because y'all are the highest net of all the bubble teams.
Don't
Um,
forget the wob, Cody. That's a new one.
I
There's a
can't see it.
wob and a web or something now.
It's the playing game, right? They're playing the playing game.
Mm-hmm. they're
Can you even
favored
count
in
that? Can you even count that as being in the tournament?
you can still win the tournament right now.
Right.
So yeah,
I mean, they didn't really
Kind
do
of.
him that big of a favor,
Yeah, you
no.
and
still
they put
got
him
the
in a
plan.
they put him in a playing game.
They're
Yeah.
also favored in the playing game, so Vegas thinks they should have been in, if you ask me.
I
What's that
think
line?
3.5 is
yeah.
what it is.
I think the biggest disadvantage, the second biggest disadvantage other than having to play an extra game, uh, is you're playing games at a different location than your first round game. So you got to hop on a flight and play again in like less than 48 hours.
Have you
I
ever heard
think
of
you if you're playing games on Tuesday, you could be playing at noon on Thursday. You know,
well, hold on. That's normally the case, Cody, but for some reason Carolina's playing on Tuesday and the winner plays on Friday. It doesn't make much
oh,
sense to me at all. I don't
oh,
think I've ever seen it done
does
that
that
way.
mean there's a Wednesday team that's going to play on Thursday? There's no way.
No way.
They would
I
just also play on Friday.
I guess so. But that means if Carolina could win, I'd get an entire day of March Madness with them being in the tournament. So they could come in maybe 40th place just by winning this playing game.
Um,
Come on.
I thought a big takeaway as we're like getting into tournament talk. The SEC got 14 teams in. 14 out of 16, right? Um,
That's how many teams they got in their conference. 16.
they got two less than however many teams they have in their conference. I'm trying to pull up the stat I saw now.
While you're looking, I want to say Xavier also only won quad one in the tournament. I'm 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 not saying they should Carolina should have been in. It's just that all the teams that are on the bubble, they got a good reason to not be in. Like all of them could have not been in, and you got to blame yourself more than anything, I believe. But if
Have you
this was
always heard the
NC State, I don't think if NC State was in Carolina's position, I don't think they get in. I do think their
Yeah,
name got them in.
I do too. And again, it is what it is. A lot of people were mad about West Virginia. I see that being the biggest one that everyone's like, West Virginia should have gotten in over UNC.
Yeah,
Um,
I thought they were in. I didn't think Xavier or I thought San Diego State might not get in, but I thought West Virginia was like comfortably in. Comfortably in.
mhm.
I hate West Virginia and everything about West Virginia.
Why is
That's
that?
why they kept them out. That's why because Big John hates them. They kept them out.
That's right.
Mm.
That's right. I sent Bubba a note. Those
Got
sons
it
of
done.
bitches. Yeah, man. They're all, I hate everything about West Virginia. I hate blue. I hate gold. I hate it all.
Mm.
That makes me feel
Sorry.
even better about what happened on Sunday.
Yeah. Fuck 'em. Yeah. Forget them.
I saw I saw something I lost it, but yeah, it was 14 out of 16 the SEC. ACC got four teams in, the same as the Mountain West. Um, I think the Big Ten got eight. I want to say I'm just guessing now, but the big takeaway for me is the SEC, man. I think the SEC is good. I'm hoping they have a bad showing in this tournament. I don't expect them to, but
You got you got to expect four in the Elite Eight, right? And three more than the three. I think would be a good showing from your conference, but less than three, it's a little. I don't think. I think it's a little embarrassing.
I
You
mean,
live up to the hype. ACC does it with little numbers every time.
yeah, that's ACC got three in the Elite Eight last year, and we only had what, four or five teams in.
Hmm.
Virginia had to play in, so I think that was our fifth. But it is frustrating after our tournament showing last year, and we still didn't get any respect in the preseason. Turns out it might have been rightfully so for our conference, but still, I'm very anti SEC.
Well,
Um,
They need to do the challenges between the conference at the end of the year, not at the beginning. That way, you know, going into the tournament what these conferences really are about. Which not the case this year, but previous years, I think it really could have been shown in the SEC ACC challenge, or it used to be the Big Ten,
It's
whatever.
just I'm still going to be pulling hard for the ACC, man.
You
Last
pull
year, with all the disrespect we got, as opposed to like the Mountain West getting all those teams in, like I don't want to see the Mountain West win a single game. That starts Tuesday night, San Diego State, uh, and
Tar Heels.
I want to see the SEC take a nosedive. I want to see them with like two teams in the Elite Eight. That would be a failure for the SEC.
Have y'all filled out brackets yet?
I haven't.
I have not, but as we did last year, Tuesday morning quarterbacks will be having a bracket challenge. Uh, that's going to be tweeted. We're going to tweet that out on Tuesday. I'll say that right now. We're going to tweet it out on Tuesday, and everyone can join our group and go ahead and fill out your bracket and see if you can dethrone Tuesday morning quarterbacks because we won it last year. Not a
Who?
single listener was able to beat us last year.
That's correct. We're unblemished for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was in it last year.
I
Whoa,
want to
now
say, I want to
Two?
say, no, I want to say maybe 8,
2,500.
18,000 participants last year.
Oh,
But
good, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
winner gets to come on the podcast if they're able to win. Is
Mm-hmm.
that are we doing that again, or is it
Yeah.
not that again?
We'll let them on. We'll let them on.
Put the belt on the line again, huh?
But yeah, that's the good thing about us that we don't shy away from it. We brag about being unblemished, but we give out opportunities all the time, just like this. We're never afraid to step up to the challenge. So
I do
That
looking
want
sounds
forward
good.
looking forward to seeing all our fans join this bracket challenge
I do
tomorrow.
want I do want everyone's Final Four here, which this is a good time to mess with all these listeners that we speak of because, you know, they hear this Final Four. You might spit it all out right now, but they're going to tell them what you put in the bracket. You know what I'm saying? No one gets to see that until it
I
comes
was
out.
yeah, it'll be locked until the games start and the whole bracket will lock, and then you can see what people picked.
Have there ever been a perfect bracket? Like one?
I
One or
don't think
two?
there's ever been one.
I thought there was
Ever.
a guy that did one along, like, early 2000s. I could be wrong.
I
I have to right now.
maybe
Big Jon.
I think there's like a dude.
Nobody has ever done it.
Nobody? Wow.
No.
that we know of.
The
Well, if I could
longest
fill it in as
streak,
it goes, I'd be good at it.
the longest streak is 49 games in a row to start the
Mm,
tournament. Someone picked right.
mm.
So I don't know how many games there are though. More than that, for sure. Big John, you got a bracket? Have you thought anything about your final? Do you do your brackets, Big John, or you not? Do you normally not do a bracket?
Yeah, sometimes I do. I just, I don't like losing all the time, man. It's,
Well, that's
you know,
word. You never lose here, Big John.
I'm
Never.
winning a day for sure.
Mm.
Y'all
I'm just
got any?
looking through this bracket right now. I wasn't prepared to give a Final Four today.
We have
Um,
to though. It's right. It's
yes,
before the tournament.
and I will, uh,
We can
with the
swing back.
disclaimer that these are all subject to change when I fill out my bracket tomorrow.
Well, that's
Every
how it works.
single Yeah.
We get to we get to repick the Final Four when no one's got a team in the Final Four next week.
Yes.
That's how
Yes.
the
I
that's
mean,
how
we'll
it's
get to
worked.
redo the Sweet 16 after this upcoming weekend if we
Correct.
so choose. So, all right. Well, y'all want to go by region and start with the South.
Yeah.
The
That's Auburn's bracket, huh?
As
That's
of right now,
Tar Heels bracket.
NC State is the reigning South champions for the record. So we will be dethroned this year, but I just want to put that out there. We are the reigning South champions.
That is true. That's
Mhm.
facts.
That's facts.
2024.
Yeah, the South is headed up by you got a one seed Auburn. As far as the ACC, we got Louisville in there. Um, let's see, and the two seed is Michigan State. Uh,
And your three's Iowa State. I
yeah,
got Auburn coming out this this region. The Tigers
Auburn's Auburn's interesting because they've lost three out of their last four games.
all quad one losses though. You know those don't matter.
It does make you think they're not due to lose for a while,
Hmm.
or they're due to lose immediately. Kind of hard to say. Um, you take Auburn, that's fine. I'm gonna not take Auburn. That way, we're spreading out our chances of being correct here. Um, I'm gonna say Texas A&M. That's the four seed.
Can I change mine to UNC?
Mm.
I'm gonna be
Ouch.
changing mine to the Tar Heels. This ain't
Okay,
my, this ain't on the bracketology challenge. This is me talking out loud. I'm gonna pick the
okay,
Tar Heels to come out the South.
all right. I'm sticking with Texas A&M. Uh, Big John,
Since you said that, I'm gonna take Auburn then.
Auburn.
There we
I'm
go.
gonna ride that
All right.
It's one of those three. I know that.
Yep.
one.
Yep. Um, moving to the West, you got Florida's your one seed. Um,
St. John's. That's who I'm
pro
taking out of there.
Yeah, the two is St. John's. Three is Texas Tech. You got Grand Canyon in there as the 13. They made a run last year. You got the defending champs UConn in there as an eight seed. So Florida's probably
Maryland. Maryland's very good too. Very good big man, freshman big.
really
Hmm.
there, and
But
there's the four seed.
that, that's probably the toughest. I think this is the toughest region.
You got UNCW in here.
Seahawks.
Yeah. You're going with St. John's?
Yes.
Okay. I am gonna go with Florida, the one seed Florida in this region.
I'm gonna go Utah, man. Just give me the dogs, man. Um,
The Utes.
I was gonna say Wilmington, man, but Cody messed that up for me, and I can't.
You can take them to the Final Four.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna go
you
with
can.
UConn.
Oh,
Okay.
you said UConn. I thought
He
you said
said
you.
UConn. No,
Yeah, I'm
Utah.
sorry, man.
I think
I
UConn.
was,
I like it, Big John.
well,
They're the
I hope
two-time
you're
defending
wrong because
champ.
I hate UConn.
oh, nobody likes them.
Yeah. All
Duke's
right.
region. It's
Yep.
Duke. Alabama's their two seed. Arizona's the four seed. Wisconsin's the three. Duke can play Jeremy Roach again in the second round. I think the Dukies are making the Final Four.
Yeah. Um, hard to argue with that one, especially with how dominant they looked in the ACC tournament without Cooper Flag.
All right, I got a
Um,
question about the Dukies. Cooper Flag's ankle. What percent do y'all think he'll be at? Because when he comes back, I'm guessing on Sunday, because he's not going to play in the round of 64. What can you get a sprain back to? That it was a bad one, Y'all
Um,
think 100%?
I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be like 90%, 85%.
That's still better than everybody in the country. Still, probably.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with what Cody says. Cody's a leg expert. He knows a lot about the legs.
A lot
That's why
about the
we.
legs.
That's why
So
we can never do no harm talking about people being injured, especially leg injuries, because Cody's bionic knee's been through it all.
Hmm.
And he know whenever I see someone mess their leg up, you go to Cody and ask what's going. Like, is how long is he going to be out?
And I'll
100%.
tell you, I'll tell you. Most of the time they're being soft too. These kids asking for a stretcher to get off the field. Just get up and walk.
Walk it off, son.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, them boys storming the beaches of Normandy didn't just lay there and wait for somebody. I promise you that when the bullets were flying,
Mm.
they got moving and found
Never
some cover.
forget.
Yep,
You're talking June 6th, 1944.
D-Day.
I'll deal with this broken leg later.
Yeah. We got the East here. I'm gonna take the 6 seed BYU out of the East. Mature team. I've been on the receiving end of them a couple of times this year and last year. They got a pretty good freshman, and weird stuff happens in March. I don't trust Wisconsin. That's who they would have to play in the second round as the 3 seed. I don't know anything about Wisconsin this year, but their
No
history,
one. Yeah, they'll probably lose the Montana, Cody.
yeah, their history makes me not trust them whatsoever. So, yep, I'm taking BYU out of this region.
I got a fun fact about that team.
Wisconsin.
Most NCAA appearance tournament appearances without a Final Four appearance at 31. That's BYU.
Hmm.
But curses are meant to be broken, Cody.
Maybe
Ask
this
the
will be the
top.
year. I don't like BYU, so I don't want that to get misconstrued or lost with the listeners. I do hate BYU.
I hear you
I've
loud
just
and
been
clear.
I've been watching Prime Evil, so bring him young, yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that. Have you watched that, Cody? Yeah,
Yeah.
I started googling him a lot and reading into him a lot after watching that Big Jon.
Yeah,
What's it
it's out there.
what's it called?
American Prime Evil.
Yeah.
It's very gory.
Hmm.
It's insane. It's intense. Who you got coming out the East, Big Jon?
1 second, sir. Big
It's the Duke. It's Duke's region.
oh Alabama.
All right, all right. And then the
I like
last,
I like favorites, man. I like favorites.
I don't either. That's why I got my
No,
Tar Heels in the Final Four.
and I probably got Kentucky coming out the Midwest.
Ooh, first
Hmm.
year without Cal.
Yeah,
Hmm.
overrated.
I got Houston.
I like Houston.
So my Final Four is Houston versus Duke and UNC versus St. John's.
I got I got Tennessee out of the Midwest.
So you got Tennessee, BYU.
Hmm. Tennessee, BYU, and
No, yeah, Texas A&M.
Florida, Texas A&M.
Do you got a winner?
I can have a winner. I guess I ought to. Um, Tennessee.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm. Uh, I don't like their fan base. I'll make enemies.
I don't like them either.
You're just
My
telling us what's going
predictions.
to happen.
I guarantee you, I'll probably have a complete different Final Four once fill out my bracket
Mhm.
tomorrow. Do some research. This is all just a ploy to throw the listeners off
Yep.
because I don't
Yep.
want them to perform.
Uh, I'm going. I'm going to say that St. John's beats Duke in the national championship. Rick Pitino beats
Slick
Duke.
Rick gets his second championship,
Third.
third championship.
One of them has been taken away.
That's why I Googled it the other day and I was fooled probably because they took one away.
Yeah, he
Okay.
won one at Kentucky and Louisville.
Okay.
And then Big John's got Alabama playing. I can't remember.
Oh, I think
UConn.
UConn's going.
You got Kentucky playing Alabama, and then you got Auburn playing
UConn.
UConn. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I got UConn getting a three-peat.
Oh my goodness,
Golly.
dude! Dan Hurley would be insufferable. Don't cut on ESPN if he don't get you. Nobody likes him unless you're a UConn fan. Well, do you like him, Big John? Dan Hurley?
No, is he Bobby Hurley's brother? Are they related somehow?
Yeah, they're both very angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Angry men.
Short, angry men.
Are they short? That makes sense.
A lot of aggression.
Yeah. How tall is Bobby Hurley?
Under 6.
But short, not
6.
being around basketball players.
He's like 6 feet.
Yeah, that's
never
short
mind.
in the basketball world.
That's why they're angry. They're not short compared to normal people, but they've been in basketball their whole life, so they've developed little man syndrome
They're looking up
around
all the
big
time.
people. Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to break your neck and just stare up to who you're talking to at all times, you know?
I wonder how many times they've been teabagged by the taller players.
More than once.
Just incidentally.
Accidentally. Oops. Sorry, little guy.
Especially old Rick back at Louisville.
Yeah.
Well, we weren't.
Did
he's
Dan
angry.
Hurley play, or has he always been a coach?
I've never heard of him dribbling the ball.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a little background to it, though.
Let's see.
His dad was in the coaching, I'm sure.
Dan Hurley playing career.
Seton Hall.
Point guard. Point guard is Hall.
Any stats?
I can't find one.
He didn't play.
Yeah, he rode. They say the best coaches weren't good players, right?
That's right. That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard that. Well, I should be magnificent then.
You're my life coach, Big John. You are a great coach.
Oh, yeah, I could definitely be a life coach.
Mm-hmm. Well,
tell you what not to do.
That's what everyone. When you give advice, most people aren't really taking their own advice. You know what I'm saying? They just give the good advice.
I feel like no one takes their own advice. It's so easy to give advice, but to take it.
Yeah, you're going to do what you want to do anyway. You know?
Yeah.
It's fact. Spitting fact.
How many times have you been like given advice that wasn't advice you wanted to hear? It's like, I'm gonna just do what I was gonna do.
Like this dude's an idiot. I'm not listening to this guy.
I appreciate the gesture, the want to help.
People are just looking for you to like validate what you're thinking or like reinforce what you're thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they'll just
you want a yes man.
You'll just ask until you find someone who's like, "Oh yeah, that's what you should do." And you're like, "Exactly." Yeah. I thought so.
Afterwards, you're like, "Damn, I probably should have listened to that guy. He was right."
Yeah, maybe it wasn't the best idea.
Yeah, this dude's a moron.
Yeah, when you wake up and I don't know, in a bad situation.
In there.
Yeah, me too.
Y'all got any words you want to share on this tournament? Last word
Um,
before it starts.
yeah, because this will probably be one of my last opportunities to publicly just talk about how NC State is the reigning South champions in the South region of the NCAA tournament. While we are not dancing this year, I fully expect to be back in the mix next year with a new head coach at the helm. Looks like it's going to be Will Wade, but we'll wait till there's an official announcement.
Does that mean you'll be rooting against McNeese State? That way he can get in
Yeah,
the building
yes,
ASAP?
yes, yes. I want them to lose. Those kids, he's sounds like a great coach. Those kids just aren't good enough to get him where he needs to go. They need to go ahead and lose so he can start focusing on the portal, start focusing on who we're going to pay, all that fun stuff leading
He
into the
might be
offseason.
able to, if there is a few players that are good enough, though, go ahead and bring them with them, Cody, to
Yeah,
Raleigh.
yeah. I don't want any more than two,
That
one
makes
or
sense.
two. We did this thing last year, man. We did this thing with Mike James and Brandon Huntley Hatfield from
Mm.
Louisville, where we're going to take Louisville's best two players. Who would have thought it was a bad idea to take one of the worst Louisville teams in history and put them on our team? Yeah, they were the best two players on an awful team. Didn't work out well.
Jalen Withers also from Louisville, Cody.
Hmm, that
Did
makes
we
sense.
did we lose? Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Well, last thoughts I got is I'm honored to get a invite to the ball, and I hope the Heels make it look like okay you should have got in, and that just means when you play in game we go.
Yeah, we can't have another the showing Virginia gave us last year in the playing game was awful. The bad look for the whole conference. So
Put on for the city, huh?
yeah, or the conference.
That's that was my city is the conference. That's what I meant.
Okay. Okay.
Uh, it's that time of the week where Big John. I don't know if you know this. During the off season of football, we got to fill spaces around here. We ask each other a question, and it's your moment to shine and say whatever you want. And I'm gonna start by asking Cody, what's on your mind this week, brother?
Um, thank you for the question. I think a few weeks ago I mentioned I was rewatching Game of Thrones, which I'm still doing, on and off. And I was watching Mindhunter. I finished that. Well, I'm on a new show, and I like to keep the listeners privy to the shows I'm watching, because I think it's a good way to kill time and you can find enjoyment. So there's a show called The Pit on HBO. This is it's like an ER show. You got doctors running around saving lives. Uh, my favorite thing, this is like Grey's Anatomy without the drama, like the annoying parts where people are like crying and stuff, or all the workplace drama. This puts all that aside.
Less
Um,
girls? Is that what you're saying? More
it's
men?
about no, it's about
Less
fifty
women?
fifty.
Okay.
What are you insinuating?
Well, there's a lot of crying in Grey's Anatomy was from Meredith Grey. She was
Yeah.
the lead, you know.
Yeah,
It was
she was
her,
whiny. She was really whiny.
I guess that isn't women. That's just Meredith Grey. But
Hmm.
I don't
is
know.
yeah, who knows? I don't know it all. I
Who
don't know
knows?
it all. I'm
Yeah,
unblemished when
yeah,
it comes to other stuff, not the women.
yeah. Maybe, but
I would.
What do you,
no, they just there's less crying. There's less it feels less like a reality show and more like it's just about what goes on in the hospital, you know. Um, so I think it's kind of cool. I've been watching it. It's only like 12 episodes, so if you're anyone out there looking for something to pass the time with, that's what I've been doing. That's what's on my mind. Yeah.
Thank you for sharing, Cody.
Yeah. And now we're gonna save the new guy for last. I'm gonna flip it back to you, Jay. What's on your mind?
So I got what's on my mind is a question, but it's I don't really know how to word this question. I started I hung out with a dog for a little bit the other day. How do you know when you want to get a dog? I'm not saying I'm getting a dog, but I really enjoyed it, But I know that's taking care of an animal and it's keeping something alive for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. I could see myself getting closer after hanging out with that dog. Is what I'm trying to say.
Hmm.
But how do you know when you get a dog? Do you just do it?
Um, I
Mm.
feel like you're on the track for getting a dog. I kind of had that feeling for I'd say maybe 6 months before I got a dog. I wanted a dog for like 6 months. So I started thinking about it. You might be in the beginning. Um, I wish I had thought about it more before I got a dog. I will say that because it's not that I regret it. I love my dog. It's a lot more work than you'd expect. A
Mm-hmm.
lot more work. There's like everything becomes inconvenient. You want to go, visit your friends and stay the night at their house. Well, if they've got a dog and your dog don't get along with their dog or they ain't got somewhere you can keep your dog, well, guess what? You got to find someone to watch your dog, and feed it and take it out. So it is a lot.
It's,
You got to
it's
earn that
not
loyalty.
it's not fair if you get one and then don't have time to spend with it. That's not really
Mhm.
fair to the
Yeah.
dog.
Yep.
So uh, y'all talked me out of it already. It didn't take much. But
At least
I
at
do.
least you know.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna. I do think I'll end up with a dog one day, though. I
Mhm.
like. I'd give it about 5 years. I thought maybe never get a dog unless you had a kid that wanted a dog. But I think they call it the man's best friend, and that's the real deal. You know the the connection that if you got a good dog, I feel like there's nothing that beats a relationship with a good dog, man.
I,
Well,
I,
I had a dog for 5, 6 years and then loved me. And then my girlfriend moves in, and this fucking dog doesn't know who I am anymore. So
done pick somebody else.
yeah,
That would
it's a
break
fucking
my heart.
traitor.
Woman's best friend now.
Yeah, when she's not there, yeah. Hey, I'm yours. And when she's here, it's like, who's you?
Does it
You know,
make you wonder what you
what's
could
going
do?
on?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you think you're doing something wrong, Big John?
I don't know, man. Maybe. I mean, I don't know, man. I just, I don't
You're
know.
not doing anything wrong. It's not your
I don't know.
fault.
I haven't. I mean, I don't pick it or I buy all types of dog treats, all types of that. That's expensive too, man. To
Yes,
feed a
yes,
dog, good God
yes.
Almighty.
Why can't you just feed dogs scraps like all the time? Like, why you got to give them dog food?
I
If
mean,
they were,
you can theoretically. I don't have a problem with. I'll feed my dog anything. Like she'll have a little bit of whatever I eat, and her stomach is pretty much indestructible at this point. But human food's more expensive than dog food. I mean, if you're gonna feed her with human food, that adds up too, man. Uh,
that's good point.
yeah, she would eat like
We get
almost
picky
as much
too.
as I eat, so I'd be cooking double.
Yeah, but you could just give her like a sleeve of
Groceries ain't
crackers
cheap.
or something, right?
Hmm?
Could you give a dog like a sleeve of crackers, like Ritz crackers? Call it a day on the food.
I feel like I feel like they're supposed to get some nutrients too. Don't ask me which ones. I just hope they come in the dog food.
All right.
Mm. My dog's kind of picky, man. She won't eat Wendy's nuggets. She only likes the Chick-fil-A nuggets.
Mm.
Hmm.
So she knows the
Pretty,
box. You're smart.
My dog doesn't eat healthy food. Like if I try to give her a carrot, she won't eat it. Or
Yeah.
any vegetable or anything. She likes junk food. Um, and if I notice if I start feeding her too much of my food, she won't eat the dog food anymore.
No, they won't. They won't.
Yeah.
I used to hang out with this hippie. That's all he did is feed the dog carrots, man. This is back in early 2000, man. He only fed him carrots, man. The dog looked pissed all the time.
They're
I
not.
don't know.
What's
You
the
say
word?
carrots. That's why I brought
Omnivore?
that up. Do
They're
what?
What's that?
carnivores, right? Dogs. They like meat. They need or protein,
Well,
not
there.
Yeah.
not
I think
vitamin D.
I think carnivores only eat meat though. So I think is it a herbivore that or it's an omnivore that eats both?
Herbivore plants.
Yeah, so I think we're all without Googling it to check myself, I think we're all omnivores. I think dogs are too.
Okay.
I'm glad we're doing this two college guys, man, because I didn't know what show we're talking about.
You don't remember them teaching about dinosaurs back in the day, Big John? They
Dude,
teach y'all dinosaurs in grade school.
I don't remember high school, man.
That's the only. For some reason, I remember that stuff because of the dinosaur talk.
Well, you're a smart guy, too, though.
Thank you, Big John. Thank you. I
No
don't hear
doubt.
that enough. It means something.
I've never heard it.
You're
Oh,
you're a genius. It's your time to let that genius brain tell us
mm.
what's on its mind.
Well, I told y'all earlier, so I can't really say that now, but
You can go with that.
Say that.
It's your world.
I don't know, man. I, yeah, people talking on speakerphone in public, man. I can't stand it. I witnessed today, man. It's awful. I don't want to hear a conversation.
Is it them talking out loud, or is it being able to hear the
All
conversation?
of it. All of it. And the older I get, the meaner I get. So I mean, this is what y'all got to look forward to. Everything bugs me. So,
I
how old
think
are
you
y'all?
make I'm 29.
Whew.
I'm 26.
It's almost over, boys.
Where are you sitting at?
40. Liz, how old am I? What? Ooh, 43, boys.
That
Mm.
ain't bad. That ain't bad.
40, 44 about in fucking next month, man. I'm on the back nine of life.
You look better than you did the day I met you. I can say
Yeah,
that.
you're a
You
little
know,
Benjamin
You're
Button.
aging
it's a,
aging like a fine wine.
well, I have been noticing a little dimple in the mic, in the picture. I have a little, what do you call it,
Mm.
dimple?
I
Hmm.
don't see it.
I can't take any unwanted women calling me because of this podcast. So
Well,
don't call.
I can't do anything about groupies, Big John. You just
Yeah.
keep your head
Yeah,
down.
No
Keep your head
promises.
down and your feet chopping.
that's what I'm scared of, man. It's like once I'm out there, man, they're gonna be like, "Oh, who's this guy?" And
Mm-hmm.
then I might give me a big stick. Skiffing a
You're gonna
curse
need
boys
it.
being this good looking.
You're gonna
You
need it.
built for it.
But yeah, I've never understood the like speakerphone in public because
Yeah,
you can hear them if you just put it up to your ear. Everyone can hear you. Why not just put them up to your ear?
And
if you hear
headphones.
something you don't want everybody else to hear.
And the people I talk to on speakerphone, I mean, on the phone, you can't put them on speakerphone because you don't know what's going to come out their mouth, man.
Yeah, especially at work.
I can tell you, don't ever put me on speakerphone ever.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't. I would never.
Yeah, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
No.
Just like when Jeremy Parker, you know, your dad. There was a time between 6 and 7, I'd be at dinner with my family or whatever. I would see a text message come up. I knew not to open that right then. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
You know what I
I
mean?
know, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
I got the same videos
that's
Yeah,
good
or
I
stuff,
mean,
though.
attachments.
yeah, it's good by
That's just
yourself.
yeah, yep,
You don't
yep.
always stay next to grandma with one of those come in.
Mm, mm-mm.
Always a good time though.
Yeah, it's just guys being dudes.
Dudes, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cody,
Shoot, well, we what'd you say?
has the Panthers done anything this year? Man, I know they re-signed a couple guys, but no big moves.
I know we got a few things. We re-signed JC Horn and Mike Jackson, and then we signed like two defensive tackles and one pass rusher. I think Bruce Brown from the Rams. There's a guy from the Vikings. There's another guy from somewhere else, and then we also signed a safety from the Raiders. It's supposed to be pretty good, like Moberg, I think's his last name, but something like that. They just a lot of defense from what I've seen.
The running back from the Cowboys, right? Did you say
Yeah,
Zach?
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Rico Dowdle.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are
Released
saying the running back
released
rooms might
Miles
be top
Sanders.
five. They're saying your running back room's like a top five running back room right now.
Yeah,
Those are the words
Mm.
I'm seeing floating around. And
and
This
they,
that's
offensive
they
line
line
looking
that was their good part of last year was their O line. That was the best
okay.
part.
yeah.
You like
Hopefully,
you like
I was just gonna say, hopefully Rico can kind of extend like Chuba's running back like life as well. If we get split some carries with him.
you think Young gonna be okay?
I th- I think so. I have to believe it during the off season. I mean, he looked good to end the year, so
I'm calling the
we'll see.
Carolina Reaper, man. That's a great
Yeah, I
name.
know they are. Yeah, it's an awesome name. Do you think he's going to be the guy?
I hope so, man. I like the little guy, man. He had a lot of moxie.
Mm-hmm. You
I'm a
think the
Pan. I'm a
Panthers are
Pants fan.
gonna? You think they're gonna get a wide receiver in the draft, or you think
Why
we're gonna
not?
roll with what we got? Yeah, I think not as well.
I think they're gonna keep on trying to do some defense and maybe I don't know.
That's
Hard to
what they
say, man.
need. But I don't know. Like I don't feel positive about Xavier Legette. I don't know how you feel about him, but
Our number one is what Thielen, and he's what 50.
yeah, 50, 55, something like that. I am excited about Jalen Coker, but
Yeah, yeah,
I'm tired of
yeah.
hearing about Xavier Legette, man. People just love him
They
because
like
he
him because he's
talks
country.
weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I don't care about that. I want him to catch the football when it hits him in the hands.
Do you think
yeah,
he's overweight?
yeah.
Xavier Legette,
Yeah.
maybe. Do
That's
you?
Southern cooking, man.
I
Too
don't
much
know.
raccoon.
I
Yeah,
think maybe
squirrel.
in like 3 years,
Mm.
if he's at that weight, he ain't gonna be able to get around enough.
We'll move him tight end.
Yeah, that's what his body looks like to me. Like well, he's probably not. Can't. I don't know. I don't know. I was gonna say not big enough to play tight end, but I'm not sure how tall he is.
But
Yeah,
that's been my gripe with like all these Panthers receivers that we've got that haven't panned out, like Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funchess, now Xavier Legette. You draft these like big body guys. Oh, who was the other one that we just
more,
released?
more.
That's
Um,
another one.
yeah,
DJ
but
Moore,
not. Yeah, DJ Moore was good at least. Who's the guy we gave to the Cowboys?
Mingo.
You
Mingo.
know,
Yeah, he was another one. Just stunk, man.
I feel like DJ Moore didn't play that great for us. I mean, I could be wrong, but not like he did. The hype, right? Or am I wrong?
I don't think he's as much money as he got paid by the Bears this
Yeah,
offseason. He ain't
He
been.
sh- he shouldn't have got paid that much. He was a serviceable like number one if you don't have a good number one, in my opinion.
yeah.
He did. He
He
did
wasn't
go
a
for
Steve Smith or Musa Muhammad. I'll tell you that.
Steve Smith.
Yeah.
I just bought a Julius Peppers autograph helmet
Oh,
because
that's awesome.
yeah, not the we're talking about the Panthers, man. Yeah, Julius Peppers, my favorite player coming out of UNC back then.
He's the best player in franchise history, most likely.
I like Luke Kuechly too, man, a lot.
It's him or Kuechly. Kuechly just didn't play long enough.
Yeah, probably a good thing, man. He was out there hard, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was like crying on the field that one time. I don't think he knew where he
That
was for one of
that
those
hurt me a
hits.
little bit to see that.
That was
Yeah,
sad.
yeah,
He
that
was so
was
good,
tough.
man. So he was supposed to come and play at Duke when he was coming out of high school.
Oh,
It
really?
came down to it came down to Duke and Boston College.
Hmm. I didn't know
Hmm.
that.
Boston. I had a buddy who used to work on the football team. He was telling me that he was supposed to have gone to. It was between Duke and Boston
Huh.
College.
You know,
Brainiac.
Big John, you know Mike Trout went to or he was committed
He's
to ECU. Yeah.
He is a pirate.
same friend left Duke and started working at ECU. So I guess Mike Trout would go. It was a long time ago. Mike Trout would go down to ECU and work out for baseball. He ran into him. He got him to sign a plaque for me. It says "To John" from Mike Trout, and he mailed
That's
it back to
awesome.
me. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man.
That's really cool.
He
You still
misspelled
got
John, but
that?
it's whatever. Yeah, I got it framed up. He
Yeah.
misspelled John, but it's fine.
Well,
Oh,
we can
Oh
take
yeah.
when he comes on the podcast, he can fix it, Big John. Maybe
Oh,
put the name right.
yeah. You
yeah.
see Mike Trout back there, boys? That's a
Ooh,
Oh
life
yeah.
size Mike Trout.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
Is
you
he
don't need
playing
to.
baseball this year?
Yeah, they moved him to right field or left field. I think it's right field.
Oh, I
Huh.
do want before we do Big John, Garrett Cole out for the year with Tommy John. 2 weeks
Yep.
before the season, 3 weeks before the season starts. Do Yankees fans like Garrett Cole, don't they?
I do.
Yeah. He
He's
seems to take
fiery.
a little pride in the pinstripes, I feel like.
And with this new no hair thing, I'm sure he's gonna grow something back out like he was in Houston. He was a madman.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Not
I
this
like
year
that
though.
move. I like that move by the Yankees. I kind of like it, kind of don't like it. I don't know. It's gonna
Oh,
be weird.
they changing it this year?
They
Yeah,
change.
you're
You
about
can have a clean beard or a mustache.
Nice. Wow.
It can't be like it's gotta be neat,
Can't be like
tidy. Like
Johnny Damon back in the day.
no, no.
getting
But
with the times.
yeah, they don't even put names on the jerseys.
All about the team,
Blow
baby.
more away. Yeah,
Name on the
I'm
front
a
of the
Yankee.
jersey.
Yeah, I don't know. Garrett Cole, man. I don't know. I think Stanton's out. Gonna be out for a while. It's not looking good.
Mm. Do you
We do.
I was gonna ask you to but we could wait. We could wait until baseball season a little bit closer, but who you thought would come out the American League if you had to pick somebody. But
Orioles always look good there lately.
I hope so.
Orioles.
I hope they win the
I
division.
as
It feels
long
like they should now that Cole's out.
there's only one team I don't want to win, and that's the Mets.
Hmm.
I second
That
that.
makes
I can
sense.
get
I
behind
think
that
I
completely.
think Juan Soto is a piece.
Mets fans to me are the worst. One of the worst fan groups on the planet.
There's a $5 million difference why he went to the Mets instead of the Yankees. The contract is $5 million different. It
What'd
was
y'all
all over a
do?
it was all over a luxury suite.
Hmm.
Y'all couldn't figure that out?
They were like Jeter pays for a suite, uh Judge pays for a suite. It's whatever. But the Mets like, oh yeah, we'll give you a suite. And
Hmm.
that's pretty much what it was, man. The Duke turned his phone off at the end of the season so none of his Yankee players could call him.
He was
Huh.
chasing that. Sounds kind of greedy if you ask me,
It
Big John.
does. Yeah.
He's a mercenary, man.
When you're making that much money,
What's $5 million?
yeah, I would want to win personally.
Yeah, you're an American. That's what we do.
Red-blooded American at that.
Y'all ready to? We got a question this week. Our tried and true listener, Rod Payne, hit us with one.
Mhm.
Rod Payne, this is coming out of Kansas City, Big John.
All right.
He says, "Hey fellas, and remember, you can ask these questions on X at TMQBs." He says, "Hey fellas, what are some of your favorite ways to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?"
Hmm.
He says, "Drinking Guinness, green beers, pinching people for not wearing green, or just the fact we celebrate Irish culture by getting hammered." Let me
Hmm.
get let me know your thoughts, gentlemen.
Um, for me, I used to celebrate St. Patrick's Day a lot more when I was in college, as opposed to now. Uh, it's if we're calling it what it is, man, this is just an excuse to drink for people who want to drink and have a good time. That's fine. I I'm with that. Um, but I don't really go out of my way to celebrate it like I would back when I was at college. I don't know about you guys. I never wear green intentionally.
I
Like,
think I'm not. I don't avoid green, but I think St. Patrick's Day, if it's on Friday, Saturday, or even Thursday, I'm way more inclined to partake in celebrating it. The only holiday that I'll like bump to the weekend when it's not on the weekend is Halloween.
yep.
Like I'll go out for Halloween because I enjoy putting on the costume more than I enjoy putting on green.
Hmm.
But St. Patty's is, I think it's might be the one of the best days to go out day drinking because it's finally warm again outside in certain parts of the country, and a bar crawl can go it's a good day to go down on St. Patty's Day. That like if I were finding something to do on St. Patty's Day, it'd probably be a bar crawl somewhere.
Hmm.
That's my but I do have a lot of fond memories of celebrating this holiday. I look forward to it, but I haven't done it in a hot minute. I haven't been
Hmm.
out for the St. Patrick's Day.
It's a college holiday, man.
You
I
don't
think that's
even
good. Yeah,
You're too old to get
mm,
drunk on St. Patrick's Day, ain't you, Big John?
yeah, man. This is a Monday to Thursday. Count me out, bro.
Hmm.
43.
That's
And
sad.
I haven't really drank since we all went to Vegas.
Mm. That's been about
Six
going on
years.
6 years.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's crazy, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I'm kind of the same way. I grouped this in with like, I don't know, Cinco de Mayo. Uh,
Hmm.
I'm not gonna, if it's a Friday or a Saturday, I'll probably partake and have a few beers and be like, oh, it's St. Patrick's Day or oh, it's Cinco de Mayo, but it's on a Monday this year. And we're all working right now. So
Ain't much off.
Oh man, Big John,
Look, man.
thank you for
Sorry.
joining us today, brother.
Well, thanks for having me. I hope I didn't ruin things and y'all get kicked off the airwaves.
No,
we no, we hope to have you back next week, and
yeah.
I'm sure the listeners would too.
Hmm.
Well,
If
I just,
you,
just remember. Well, that's sorry. What?
I was gonna say, if you got time for us, we're here every Monday, brother. Whenever you want to come on and speak, you got an open invite, and we'll send you when we're getting on.
I like it, man. That's pretty cool, man. Y'all made it easy.
It's a lot more fun. Well, it was fun today, but it's a lot easier during football season. I will say that, but it's enjoyable regardless. We
I'm
find
so
something to
sad
talk
football
about.
is not here right now.
Yeah,
And
we're
just to
already
think, well,
we're already over a month without it,
yeah,
Big John. We already got the first month out the way.
still 6 months away though, man.
Yeah.
Sundays are hard. Sundays are so hard right now.
A cold Sunday with no football is just not right, man.
Mm.
Yeah. I I just usually just lay on the couch and watch TV now out of respect because I know I'd be doing it if football was on.
Hmm.
Yeah, you gotta stay in game shape. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. 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 But I think that's is that a wrap? I think
I
that's a
think we
wrap.
did it.
We've done it yet
Episode
again.
62 with Big John.
Yeah.
His intro, inaugural. Say that. Someone say that word for me.
Don't
Inaugural.
ask me.
Yeah, inaugural. I
Can you
can't say
spell
that word.
inaugural for us, Jaybird?
I can try. INA.
Mm.
INAUGURAL.
Yes, that was good. I thought the U. I wouldn't have got that. I thought the first U was gonna get you.
Yeah,
I
I
would have
did.
typed it in.
That's why I slowed down and thought for a little bit. It feels good when I get that when I spell one right. We ain't done that since a long time ago.
Yeah, that was good though, and it was really impressive how you didn't let me speed you up. You took your
Yeah,
time.
well, y'all didn't try to speed me up either. Y'all let me sit there and think it out.
Yeah,
Trying to hang you out to dry, man. Nice.
yeah.
Good
That's
man.
good, boys.
All right, good episode. Listeners, again, you can find us on Twitter at TMQBS or X. You can find us on YouTube at Tuesday Morning Quarterbacks, and you can find us on TikTok at Tuesday MQBS.
Yeah, Cody. Good job.
Yeah, thank you. Look forward to seeing y'all there. We'll probably put a video out this week, hopefully, for you guys. And yeah, we'll see you next week.
Toodaloo.
Bye.